Review. I'm the Wild Reviewer, and today I'm gonna review.
Hey there, how are ya?
Hello there. My name's the Wild Reviewer, or at least that's what I've been told. And this is a series I used to do called The Wild Review. It was a review series that ran for 6 seasons from 2015 to 2018. Everything since then has either been a mini-series or this in particular series, Rewild. A series I've created that allows me to look back at some old Wild Review episodes to see if what I talked about still holds up today. Because I have changing opinions. I am a growing boy, and some things I've said about TV shows or movies or just other various topics may have changed within the last couple of years, and that's what I'm setting out to do here. I'm gonna look back at various different Wild Review episodes to see if what I said is something I can still agree with. Or maybe I'm just making fun of my younger self. That's very possible. So, unless you have something better to do, which part of me highly doubts, seems like you're gonna be stuck with me for the next couple of minutes as we take a trip into the past. This is the Wild Review Rewild. This season has a theme also. We're going on a road trip.
Wild like wild.
Hello, welcome to the Wild Review. I'm the Wild Reviewer, and welcome back to another episode of Rewild. Happy Halloween, everybody. It's my Halloween special. Happy Halloween. For today's episode, we're traveling into a graveyard. Today, being that it is Halloween, we're going to look back at one of the Wild Review Halloween episodes. Should we consider this a Halloween episode, though? Because I don't even know if it should be categorized as that. It's a ghost episode, but it's not really Halloween-like. In fact, you can argue that the episode before it was more of a Halloween special than this one was. I am specifically talking about one of the only Wild Review episodes that kind of goes off track of what the show was really all about, and that is the Season 3 finale, The Ghost of Wayne McDonald. This is the only episode of the Wild Review that actually does some sort of story where I'm acting and I'm playing around with the characters that I had at the time, and it's also technically where I see the Wild Review show coming to an end. It did kind of merge into Season 4 with the first couple of episodes around the holidays. It actually ended with the Elf on the Shelf review, which is no longer accessible online, which kind of ticks me off because I think that would be a really interesting video to look back at, seeing on how that was the episode that changed the course of the Wild Review permanently on how I did things and being more genuine. But it's gone. I have tried desperately to get it back. I don't know where it is. So instead, let's watch this one. The Ghost of Wayne McDonald, like I said, was the Season 3 finale. It wasn't necessarily established as a Halloween episode, but it was released a few days before Halloween, and it was intended to be a Halloween special, but more of just like a story, not much of a review. In fact, there isn't a review in this episode. This is one of the very few episodes, I think the other one being the one where I pretended to be on the news, and the 100th episode where I didn't talk about anything. And the thing that I do talk about was fake. The story is I come across a haunted DVD which contains the ghost of its creator inside. And the movie is so bad, and I believe once I open the DVD, I let the ghost out and he starts haunting me and he wants to possess me and make me look like a fool, saying that I'm making him look like a fool, because that's what he does to everybody who criticizes his art. And it's a ghost story. It's a goofy little ghost story that I thought would be fun to do at the time, and it would shake things up, which isn't a bad thing if you do a show and you have one episode that goes off the rails a little bit. I think every show does that, where they kind of get off track of what they're known for doing and they do something completely different. That's what this was. That's what this episode was always intended to be, just something different, and also a way for me to expand on the Marty character, the Mo character, and even my character, who didn't necessarily have a name, although I think I was going for the title of The Wild Reviewer, as I introduce myself as that in every episode. I don't necessarily do that anymore. Well, I mean, I introduced myself as the Wild Reviewer. I just did it a few moments ago. But in terms of a character, I'm not necessarily doing that. So I thought it would be pretty fun to look back at the Ghost of Wayne McDonald, being that it is one of the few episodes that does go off the rails a little bit. And we take a look to see how it holds up 6 years later. In fact, it might even be 7 years at this point. What was that, 2016? Yeah, it's going to be 7 years. So let's check this one out. This is going to be probably interesting. I hope you don't get too scared. I mean, we are in a very scary area. If you don't know, we're going on a little trip this season. That's the theme for this season. It's a road trip, and we've stopped in a graveyard. So let's get into it. This is the rewild of the Ghost of Wayne McDonald. Well, I actually get to critique my filmmaking here and storytelling. That's a first on Rewild. All right, let's get into it.
There's an urban legend out there about a man. His name is Wayne McDonald. You may have not heard of him.
For a second, I forgot I was the one doing the voiceover. There's a legend out there. That sounded a little cowboy-like. There's a legend out there in the dusty trails of New York.
Legend has it that the DVD known as The Hero contains the dead soul of Wayne McDonald.
I drew that DVD cover. That's my art. I can draw. Did you know that? I drew that. That's my art. It's mine. That's mine.
Only on a few occasions has this legend been spoken of. Last time this legend was spoken of was when a man found it in a trash bin and decided to watch it, seeing it was a free DVD. He opened up the DVD, but didn't even give the movie a chance, as he knew it was going to be garbage.
Jeez, the music. Didn't I talk about the music last year? I talked about Monster House, which was the episode before The Ghost of Wayne McDonald, and I used this background music, and I'm not quite sure why. There's a man crying in it. I mean, alright. Pretty sure you had multiple choices on what song you wanted to use for the background music, but sure, let's go with the one where we hear somebody crying. Also bats. Those are bats flapping, I believe. Oh, I looked at the camera. You shouldn't do that when you're acting. Fun for the whole family. Never heard of this in my life. But, let's see how bad it is. If it was on my front doorstep, it must be bad. I like how I just assumed it was a bad film because it was on my doorstep. I was aware that I talked about some really good things before, right? We talked about Lab Rats around this time, and that was my all-time favorite television show. And I talked about that show enough to make me sound like a super fan. For all I knew, The Hero could have been a good film. Even though it looked bad, it could look good. What did I talk about in the last episode? Never judge a book by its cover? Never do that. This is an example of me doing it. It just so happened that in the story it was bad, but you still shouldn't do that. Wayne McDonald. Hello?
Hey dude, you want to hang out?
Who is this?
It's Marty. Anyway, I was planning to...
Marty, how did you get my number?
Anyway, do you want to get ice cream?
Yeah, Marty, I kind of can. I'm making a little video today. I'm reviewing this awful film called The Hero.
Why do you have to make a review? I've been planning to hang out with you every single time, but no, you always plan to do a review and stuff.
So here we have one of the first and the only times we really expand on Marty's character. Marty, again, like I've talked about actually a few times this season. Maybe it was just the one and I brought him up again. Marty was a recurring character in the early days of the Wild Review. He was going to be like a sidekick to my reviewer character. His first appearance was in the Apple Watch review, and let me emphasize that, review, because it wasn't a review. It was more of an opinion piece. And in that episode, Marty was talking a little bit about the Apple Watch. He was played by my brother, and periodically he would jump in and make little cameos in certain episodes. And this episode in particular was his time to really shine, where we got to learn a little bit more about him. To an extent, like we didn't learn his family history. We already knew that he was my neighbor, but it was in this episode where we learned that he's a little lonely and he's just trying to be friends with me, but I'm always busy with the review and such. And this was one of the first times where we band together and we try to save the day together. This was not only his big moment to shine on camera, but it was also his final appearance. I do not believe he was in any other episode of the Wild Review after this. I don't even think he cameoed in everything. I can't remember if he was in fact in the Elf on the Shelf review, but I do know this was essentially the last major time we saw this character. And I have not brought him back since. Why? Because there isn't a need for it. I'm not doing a character show anymore with this platform. I'm doing a review show with me just talking about things on camera. Although, it would be nice to see what he's up to. What's Marty been doing? Probably nothing. He doesn't have any friends. Hello, welcome to The Wild Review. I'm The Wild Reviewer, and today I'm going to review a thing. You know, I've watched a lot of bad things the last couple of years I've been doing this. I saw The Little Panda Fighter. I saw a talking cat. I saw many episodes of Teen Titans Go. I've even recently seen the animated Titanic movie. But nothing is as bad as what I just recently saw. It's called The Hero. It's unlikely you have ever heard of this movie because copies of this are extremely hard to find. I'll give you a little secret. The Hero and everything about it was all thought up within seconds. I just based everything off on the action figures that you see in the video. Obviously I wasn't going to ask my friends to take part in act, although I easily could have done that, but I didn't want to waste anybody's time. And I definitely didn't want me to be in the movie. I have a habit of just inserting myself whenever I don't get any other actors, and I'll just play it off that, oh, it's not really me, it's somebody different who looks like me, and I wouldn't even bring that up. But I just thought it would be a little more funnier if we used action figures, because that will really show just how cheap this is, that we couldn't even get real actors, we got toys. Really, the only things online say that he was a movie maker, and this was one of his big films that he has worked his whole life on, apparently. He died of weird circumstances. It doesn't really say what he died of, but all it just says is that he died. And this is his last creation he did before he died. And believe me, this is real. I mean, the cover looks like it was drawn by a 7-year-old, but I mean... Hey! I worked hard on that! I did that! I worked very hard on that! That's my art. I love this song! Hey, the melons! I like melons! They're so delicious! Yeah, melons! They're so good! And then... wow! Well, that's one way on how to entertain yourself when going to work. I forgot about this. I actually still have the card, but I'm not going to use it because I don't know if it'll show The car I used was a very light blue, and I'm not sure how this happened. Because again, it was a very light blue. It was nowhere close to the color blue that you would use for a blue screen. It definitely didn't blend in with the green at all, but for some reason, the car was affected by the green screen effects when I put together this fake movie. I don't know how. I don't know why. I couldn't even fix it. Yes, that's a car. I guess I should have established that at the very beginning. Our main character is in a car, which you can technically see. You can see the outline of it, but I don't know what happened. I don't know why I did that. I'm baffled. I remember I saw that in the edit, and I started kind of mentally freaking out here because I didn't want to go back and refilm it. However, there just wasn't anything I could do in that situation. I didn't have another car that was like that one. The car in question is the Harry Potter car. I have that toy. It's a bad film. Maybe it'll fit with the sequence that's going on here. I don't remember what it was. I just know I don't know why that happened or how that happened. It just happened.
Huh? Oh no! That girl is trapped! I feel like I should do something! You won't be doing anything but working, Mr. Milo. Mr. Harvey, did you hear the news? A girl is trapped in a well. I feel like I should do something. You're not going to be doing anything, Milo. You are working for me. And even if you were to save a girl, you can't. You know why? Because you are a wimp. You are a wimp. Wimp. W-I-M-P, wimp. You are nothing but a wimp. You will be working for the rest of your life. Wimp.
Here's something else that I'm not entirely sure if this was just a coincidence or if it was secretly inspired by something, but I really feel like this was my interpretation of Kermit the Frog yelling at Miss Piggy saying, "You're fired! You're fired, Miss Piggy! You are fired! You're fired!" Because I'm getting those vibes after watching that particular scene, and that chuckle was real. This scene I did find extremely hilarious doing. I had to do it a few times with the action figures. You are a wimp! You are a wimp! That's my kind of humor. I should point this out, we're about halfway through this Halloween episode and it does not feel very Halloween-y. So Milo discovers that the girl that is trapped is actually an old crush of his named Trisha.
What am I gonna do? Trisha was my love! My sweetheart! At least in my head. What should I do? What should I do? Should I save her or should I stay here and be the average guy that no one understands? Oh, what should I do? What should I do?
Why? What does that have to do with anything? Yeah, I'll also admit this. It's really fun not giving a crap when you make a fake movie. Literally anything can happen, and if you're going into this with the intent of it just not making any sense, it is just perfect to literally do whatever you want. I should say it is very easy to do it if you have the intent on making it a bad movie, which is what I was trying to do. I don't understand what any of... Who's doing that? You're alone! Wait, who is that? Who's laughing? Ah!
What's the matter, buddy? Don't you want to play ball? Ooh. Ooh. Oh! Ooh. Ooh. Whoa!
What's going on? Where is this voice coming from?
What's the matter, dude? Scared of a ghost? I am the ghost of Wayne McDonald, and you have disturbed me.
You're a ghost?
Yes, I am a ghost.
Well, aren't ghosts supposed to have, like, shadowy figures with them? Like, why can't I can't see you?
Oh, I can. If I give you permission. In this case, I don't. I'd rather not be shown.
So I'm pretty sure you could figure this out. I didn't have an effect for the ghost. Like, sometimes they do have silhouettes of what the ghost looks like, or you do some sort of animation trick. I didn't have that. I am below low budget. I'm negative budget. So I had to deal with what I had, and I felt that it would probably be better for me to just pretend the ghost is there and the ghost is invisible. That's how it works. I will say though, even though as cheap and cheesy as that is, the things I do when trying to convince the audience that there is a ghost in there by making certain things levitate, even though you can clearly see that it's just me underneath the shot holding something. I mean, the scene with the tripod, that alone. I got a tripod!
Now, give me this!
Get it! You can easily tell that this was me. I had a lot of fun doing that kind of stuff, and I still enjoy doing it. I just think it maybe would have looked a little better if I actually had a ghost effect. Also, here's a little fun fact for all of you. This scene with me and the tripod, how I gently lay it down, that is me actually trying not to break my tripod. But it really didn't matter because that tripod got broken regardless about a year and a half later. I'm not even using it. I'm using a different tripod, which is also broken.
Ooh, look where I am! We have a little pit stop. Guess I'm going in now.
Mo! Mo is another character I established in the early days of the Wild Review. All he is just me in a coat with a Mo Howard mask. That's the mask that I'm using. It's kind of creepy looking, and when we bought it years ago, it was creepy, but that's why we bought it, because we wanted a really creepy mask. And I first brought Mo onto screens in the first Halloween episode of the Wild Review. He's an alien. That's who he is. He's an alien. I'm not going into detail as to what kind of alien because we never established it. I never thought of a backstory, and at this point I really don't care because I don't play the character anymore on the show. And just so you have an understanding, the Wild Review in the early days was me as a reviewer of movies and TV shows, and I had a neighbor who just wanted to be friends, and an alien who looked like a creepy version of Mo Howard. That was the Wild Review.
A body. Not human. With this body, I can extract my revenge. I won't possess the lifelines of you and anyone else that criticizes me. I can finally defend myself. I can get my revenge. I will get my revenge!
It's both difficult, but also really easy to do a haunting story. It looks much better, like I already stated, if you actually have a ghost effect. I think this episode would have been a lot more intense and interesting if we actually had a ghost effect and it wasn't just so cheap looking with me looking up and pretending there's a ghost. And obviously when the ghost of Wayne McDonald goes into Mo, it's a little more fun because now the character actually has a physical form. But haunting stories are both easy and hard. It kind of just depends how you are as an actor, because you have to pretend that everything is happening and then hope in the edit it looks well. I guess it looks well. I gotta get that ghost spirit out of Mo's body and back into the DVD cover where it was, and then I'm getting rid of that DVD. I just don't know how.
So, how do I get rid of ghosts in movies?
Well, In Ghostbusters, they got rid of ghosts by using vacuums. They just like suctioned up the ghost spirit with these weird vacuum tubes. I have an idea! Oh, wait, no, it's lost. No. I have a better idea.
Hey, Ghost Freak! Nobody messes with my friend!
I have a vacuum! I found it! Found one. I always liked the vacuum scene. Also, remember a while ago when I was talking about how I make wild reviews and I said that my old camera had an issue going in and out of producing dark footage and light footage depending on how the lighting was? This is one example, and I don't know why I didn't go back for reshoots to make it look better. I just kinda left it. Also, the vacuum sound that you hear is not even my vacuum. It's the sound effect of a different vacuum online. I don't know why I didn't just use our vacuum sound. It worked fine.
I see that you two want to be the heroes.
Hey, that's the name of the movie inside of the episode. He said it! Come on, turn up. I just spent 12 seconds shutting you off. Shut it off. Come on. All right, I got it now. Wait.
Everybody, no!
Mo, what happened to the ghost inside of you? Marty?
There is no more Marty. Only revenge.
Alright, well I see the ADR worked out pretty well. Part of me forgot I did that. And even though in my head it's much better to have my ghost voice, because I did the voice of Wayne McDonald, even though it's better for the Wayne McDonald character's voice to come out of Marty, I feel like now we just should have had my brother do the lines. Because the ADR sucked. Listen, man. You are a horrible ghost. I want you to get out of my friend, and I want you to go back into where you belong. In that horrible DVD case with that horrible movie!
Lies! My movie is great.
If it's that great, then why are people just trashing it? Because that's what it is. It's trash.
It's not trash. It's a work of art.
Yeah, well, if it was a work of art, people would actually like it. Listen, I understand that you want to tell a story. In a way, we all... Oh, no, this was a moral episode. I forgot about that. I'm trying to be all, like, sentimental and life lesson kind of thing. And, oh, everybody has a story, but it depends how you do it. Oh, look at me. I'm trying to be clever. First off, why didn't we get a better shot? Because it's dark. I can't see myself. Also, why couldn't this have just been a fun adventure? I'm not actually reviewing anything. The hero isn't real. I don't want to give a message. I want to entertain people. This is the second time that I did something like this. The first time was in a Christmas episode, which we don't have to talk about. Right? I don't even know if I'm setting up a secret or not. And then we have your film, The Hero. I saw all of it. And what I could say about it is, even though it looks bad, you cannot say you didn't try. The way that the movie looks may seem very confusing, and it may seem very lazy because you put action figures instead of real people. I really don't give a crap about this at all. Like, I don't care about what I'm saying. I want to see the ghost adventures. I want to see the ghost! Ooh. Marty, get the DVD case! Alright, close it, close it, close it!
Get me out of here! I will be back, I'll kill you!
Yeah, shut up, McDonald. Alright, Mo saved the day, and we put the ghost back in its DVD. And we put the ghost back in its DVD case. I think, right? Well, we didn't have an effect, so I don't really know if Wayne McDonald is really in the DVD case.
Get me out! Get me out! I'm demand you get me out of here!
Yeah, shut up.
I guess he is, because we hear him.
Marty, wait. You know what? I have been working a lot. There's nothing wrong with taking a break once in a while. Let's go hang out.
Really?
Yeah. I tell you, whatever we're doing though, you're buying. Because I don't have any money. I'm not popular on YouTube enough to make money.
Oh, what a happy ending. Me and Marty are friends. And isn't it funny how we haven't heard from Marty ever since? Interesting. Some friend you are, Marty. How come you haven't called me back? Why do I gotta do all the work? Some friend you are. Well, that's it for today, everybody. That was my look back at The Ghost of Wayne McDonald. A very special but different episode of The Wild Review. It did seem like I was having fun doing this. And I remember I was excited doing this in particular episode because, again, it was different. What did I say earlier? It went off the rails. It wasn't your average Wild Review episode, and it wasn't trying to be. It was trying to tell a story, and I think had I continued doing the Wild Review the way that I was doing it, there probably would have been another one like this. I mean, technically there kind of was, but again, we don't have to talk about that yet. But that was The Ghost of Wayne McDonald, and I just want to clarify this, because I remember I got some comments about it. I don't remember from who, and I don't remember how many times I was asked this. I think it was only once. I want to just clarify, I made The Hero. It was an in-show movie that I did for this episode purposely. The Hero is not real, and all that was filmed was whatever was shown in the episode. And none of the footage is around. I deleted all that footage along with all the footage for this episode. I had to get it off my laptop. So I just wanted to clarify that for those that thought The Hero was real and you could watch it. It's not. Well, that was fun. I completely forgot this was a Halloween episode, mainly because this didn't feel like a Halloween episode, even though it was put out around Halloween and was deemed to be my Halloween special, or at least my second Halloween special for that season. But that was The Ghost of Wayne McDonald Rewild, and that's it for this episode of Rewild, our Halloween adventure. Let's put a ghost right there. See, now it's more Halloween-y. Uh-oh, I hear some scary noises. Guess it's time for me to get out of here. I'll be back next week doing the exact same thing on Rewild. Until then, if you like what you saw, give me a like, subscribe if you want to. I really don't give a crap. Do what you want. I'm gonna be here regardless. If you want to see this particular episode of The Wild Review, you want to see The Ghost of Wayne McDonald in its entirety, there will be a link to that in the description below, along with the previous 2 seasons of Rewild. So if you want to check out more episodes, you can. Also, give me your thoughts on what you thought about this in particular episode. I'd love to hear your thoughts. That's going to do it for today's episode. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you next week for a not Halloween special, but for something else. Thanks for watching The Wild Review on The Wild Reviewer, and you just saw me review a thing.
Wild like wild.